Hello, everybody. Welcome to Captain's Draft 3.9 presented by Dota Cinema and moonducktv. We are watching Team Spirit versus TRN.Rox in the lower bracket. I think it's round 2. My name is Sunsfan, joined by Purge, Interaction Slacks. Purge, how's it going, buddy?
Pretty good. I was sad that the day that Ricky got picked, we weren't casting it.
I know.
I was actually watching the game as well. And the night before, I played Ricky like 4 times or something like that. So I actually got a good understanding of the hero. And I was like, God, I wish I could talk about this.
All right. So what do you think of the hero now that you've played it?
I think he's okay. He's not awful. He's all right. But I think
Did you see my score, bro?
I did, but he is very good at snowballing against bad players. So I mean, that's really all I'm gonna attribute that to. I played one game against like a Tiny and a Lena and just sucked. I kept getting one shot, like instantly. It was like I'd be about to cast my ultimate, and it takes 0.4 seconds to cast, and then I just die instantly. So
yeah,
it felt a little squishy at times. So I think his skill build and his item build is pretty straightforward. It's just there's generally just better heroes, and I don't know, they had Z-Freak playing it, which is normally like their 4 or 5 player, but it was a weird laning game, so it wasn't like a standard game. It wasn't like a carry played, it wasn't like an offlane played it. It looked like almost he wanted to roam with it, but ended up getting more farm. Yeah,
I was not expecting that at all, but it's too bad it didn't work out. Hopefully that doesn't dissuade either of these teams from picking up, because it in all likelihood will be available. First pick Ricky, anyone? I think so, absolutely.
Woo!
Blacks, how's it going, buddy?
I'm pretty excited, pretty pumped for a nice day at Captain's Draft.
Thanks for abandoning your game for us.
You're welcome. There was about 30 seconds left in it, and then I gave the abandon, just so that I could do this. So, cross your fingers, no low pro today.
I usually don't flame you directly, but
please.
That is the worst jungling doom I have ever seen. Jesus H. Jesus.
Did you watch this game or something?
Yeah, I was watching him stream. It's so bad. It felt like he was actually being bad on purpose, because I know he's not that bad, you know? He's high 4K.
I was just listening to Katy Perry, and it was just rough, all right? I was just in a zone where I just wanted to eat creeps and Midas creeps, all right? I'm not a jungler. I'm not good at it.
That's the thing. People don't know how to be very efficient in the jungle if they're used to playing regular lanes, so it's like it's very easy to mess that up or play it badly if you don't spend some time thinking about it.
Well, I specifically asked him, do you know how to use Midas? Because he kept using it on small creeps at the beginning of the game.
Maximize that gold.
And then he told me the correct answer, that you do big creeps early, small creeps later, but he kept doing the opposite. So he was just trolling. It had to be. There's no way.
All right.
Trolling myself.
A little announcement though for people that are wondering: the DC versus Stake game has been postponed until the 25th at 20 CET.
No.
For the full schedule, we actually just put this up because we saw a lot of complaints, and in all honesty, we should have had this out a while ago. But moonduck.tv/DC3 is the full schedule, and it's very accurate. Of course, things can change, so just keep that in mind. But looking at this game, the loser of this series, this best of 3, is just out of the tournament, and they're going to be crushed because this is probably the most prestigious tournament of the year.
It's like going to TI and getting bottom 4, basically.
Yeah.
It's getting knocked out of this tournament.
No, bottom 2 because you don't get money. That's what.
No, they all get money now. It's just not a lot.
Wait, TI5, did they all get money?
I think everybody got money regardless of their placement. It just wasn't much. It was I don't know, 20K or.
It should be something, you know.
Yeah, because some of those teams are increasing the prize pool, you know, so they deserve at least a little bit to not have to be like, wow, I just spent 3 weeks making 0 money, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Go back with a couple thousand or something.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a 3-week commitment, I mean, for a normal tournament, maybe it doesn't make sense, but for TI, absolutely. All right, Slacks, next hero, what's it going to be?
Absolutely going to be, let's see, TRN.Rox. They tend to pick a lot of the Viper, so.
Yeah, I was going to call a hero that synergizes with Magnus. You don't pick Magnus without having a melee carry. So you could have figured out that it was going to be either PA, AM, or maybe even Ricky. Team Spirit is a really standard draft. Gyrocopter, Invoker, Undying gives them very strong lanes. Gyro's very, very good for that. A little surprised he didn't get banned, but Roxkiss focusing on more conventional heroes that are pretty good at control. I would love to know why they ban the heroes they do, because a lot of times they just ban annoying heroes. Like Brood is a good example. If you're playing Captain's Draft, you don't want to play against a Brood because the solutions to Brood from a carry position, from a support position, they're not going to be there. That one makes sense. But interesting to see Wisp get banned, things like that. I guess it's kind of the same thing. Those heroes have good counters, but they're not in the pool. So it puts you in a weird place.
Yeah, for sure. By the way, Slacks and Purge, are you guys available? We're going to do this now, by the way. Are you guys available on the 25th at 20 CET? Because it would be a pleasure to cast DC versus Stake with you guys.
Really?
I'm available, thank you.
Awesome. I cannot wait. Axe is the pick.
Oh my god.
Into Shadow Shaman. They got some nice push.
All right.
Interesting lineup from Team Spirit.
It's pretty good. It has some good anti-mage solutions. They could do Axe Call into Shadow Shaman or Invoker Nukes. The only problem is Axe will get his mana drained a lot, so he's going to have a bit of a tough time in his lane, especially if he's off lane, which I think he is. Unless they do an aggro try, which they could do with their Gyro Undie and Shadow Shaman, and then go Axe safe lane versus Magnus. We'll see if they try to do something like that. On the other side, TRN.Rox is going to do anti-mage Crystal Maiden with a Zeus, I believe. And that works out decently. I like CM this game for them because all of their cores are going to need a lot of mana, and so is Zeus, actually. If you're playing Zeus support, you're a bit limited by mana early on, so having that Arcane Aura will be really good for them. But I just don't see them winning the early tri lanes. Like, they're not very good at fighting early on. Zeus isn't going to have 6 yet. Magnus is not going to have a Blink Dagger. They're going to have to land Shackle Shots. I think that Spirit has the far and away better and easier lineup here to execute. They've all got standard heroes. They don't really need that many items to make stuff happen, and I think they're going to put a lot of pressure onto TRN.Rox.
All right, testing in-game. That's definitely not working. What is up with that?
Guess who didn't mess up? Me.
I don't think... I do voice party, right? No, it's team. Damn.
Team, yeah.
Damn!
I know, isn't that the worst feeling?
It's hard to switch it up when I have to, like... Because when I pub, I don't want to talk to people, you know? I have to change it. Yeah, whatever.
Just hates Draskell. He's had pretty much every game he has to reconnect because the toggle doesn't work for him if his mic doesn't show up. So you're still a step ahead.
Issue. All right, that's good. That's good.
Sorry, you didn't say anything good in the draft anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
Pretty much just all filler content.
I was just like, pick Ricky, guys. That's it. The one thing I am looking forward to in this game is for Yol, who's playing the Crystal Maiden, to go for the patented Sir Action Slacks build, where he completely ignores Q and just maxes Frostbite. Best build, guys.
The 0442 with stats build.
Yeah.
Totally worth it.
I don't know how many times he's played that hero and we've missed a kill because he doesn't have a slow. But he seems to think it's good, so God bless his heart.
But he gets an extra half second of immobilize, dude. It's so worth it.
It scales so well. My goodness.
It's so worth it over a 4.5 second per 20% slow. Totally worth it.
I think his story behind this is he was talking shit, was it, to PPD about it?
Really?
No, he wasn't talking. He just played it on his stream. PPD was watching, and PPD messaged him saying that he's the worst support he's ever seen in his life. So
yeah,
that's why Sir Action Slacks loves PPD so much.
I see, because he actually watches his stream.
I guess that's the biggest compliment of anything, right?
Yeah, I guess so, man. He gave him the time.
Yeah, they have to update that conversation every few months just in case the meta has changed into a Frostbite loving type deal. So
again, it's not bad to max out Frostbite. That's not what we're saying. If anybody is confused, it's just that there's no reason not to have both Frostbite and at least 1 point in Nova. There are some games where you'll go 1 Nova, 4 Frostbite if you're against an anti-mage or something like that, or a Queen of Pain to prevent them from blinking. But you have to get both. If you don't, you're playing Crystal Maiden for no reason. You could play like many other heroes and get more value. I mean, yeah, okay, you're giving mana to your team, but I think that's, while a really good benefit of the hero, it's
how long is Ensnare
from 2 nukes.
From Naga support?
2 to 5 seconds.
2 to 5. So that's kind of, I mean, that's essentially what he's doing, is maxing Ensnare and then ignoring every other skill. He's ignoring
kind of, but
Riptide,
not really.
kind of.
I mean,
that's the closest
does no
comparison
damage,
I can come up with.
I mean, I don't know.
Just
I would
pretend
not.
it does, bro. Just
okay.
Pretend. Flax, what do you think about this pause so far, bro?
You can't ask him instant questions, dude.
No, he can talk. Like, I don't know why he doesn't talk. He does have a microphone. He abandoned this game for us, so...
He's probably eating food right now.
No.
Stuff in his face. That actually wasn't a fat joke, but somebody just pointed out.
Did you guys ever see that picture I posted of Slacks wearing the DC jersey?
No, I didn't see that one.
All right, somebody in chat needs to tweet that to Purge. If you don't have access to it, then Slacks. You got to do it, buddy. It's probably the greatest picture ever taken. My God, he looks maniacal. I have never seen somebody that scary wearing a freaking jersey. All right, pause is over. We can stop BSing.
Holy shit! Check out this anti-mage helmet.
AM helmet. Is this the? I can't remember if this is the Natio set
It's
or
so
not.
fucking cool. He kind of looks like Dragonite, but I don't give a shit.
Oh, speaking
That's
of
awesome.
cosmetics, we do have a chest in the game now, guys. It's called the Enigmatic Wanderer. Very difficult to pronounce.
Did you choose that name?
No.
Why not? That's great.
The first name of our chest, what was it called? Something Vision. It was like a pun on the name Dota Cinema. This one I was trying to figure out. I'm like, okay, this has nothing to do with Dota Cinema or Moonduck.
Maybe it's enigmatic because there's a hippo.
All right, what about Wanderer? Because he's wandering on the globe.
Because we're wandering from studio to studio trying to get a fucking job.
All right, nice burn, Valve. I got it. If that's actually real, that's pretty legit. I can deal with that. I like that. All right, well, looks like we're going to have no action on the runes. Both will be taken by each respective mid in all likelihood. Do you like... All right, tell me what you think of this, Purge. Support taking the rune. Thoughts?
You know, when it first came out, the bounty rune, I always felt that it made more sense to give a support a level 2, because then you could give him a huge level advantage. Like
oh my god, Axe is going to take it.
Wow, he got it.
Yeah, Spirit gets both runes. Absolutely no problem. Although, there was a Crystal Nova used, Sir Action Slacks, and it's going to turn into First Blood as a result. Frostbite would not have given them that.
You know, it's good they got the kill, but it actually does hurt CM a lot to not get Frostbite at level 1, because now she has to get level 2 before she even starts jungling, so it limits her ability.
Fine. Just leech, man.
It's a big deal, man. It's a really big deal. It's going to take forever to leech when you're splitting with an AM, whereas if she had Frostbite, she could go to the jungle, instantly hit 2, and then her whole tri-lane's getting mana. By the way, it is a Wind Ranger support here.
Yeah, that's weird.
I actually kind of like this. I think it's a good idea. It's going to make the Zeus not gimped. It's going to give him 2 really good right clicks. Wind Ranger is a great right click.
What other supports did they have in the pool left that they had to go with the Windrunner?
There was a couple other ones, but I think it was just a preference choice.
I mean, I do prefer Zeus as core, obviously, but I guess you could say the same about Windrunner. I don't think she's the greatest support, but Shackle is amazing if landed, which seems to be 100% of the time these days.
A little bit of a side pull by Axe here. And they will steal the creeps if they want. It is tri-lane versus tri-lane now. It's an Axe tri-lane. It's not bad, actually. He's going to try to steal us with Nova. And he gets it. There it is.
Well, somebody TP'd out. Who was that? Looks like Magnus went bottom. I think AM's going to rotate to top by a TP very shortly.
Yeah, they just want to dodge the tri-lane, I think. It's important. Yeah, AM went bottom. Magnus
AM was
bottom.
top? Okay.
Yeah, AM was top originally. Maybe they'll just do aggressive dual lane now and get farm on the Wind Ranger with CM helping. CM's about to hit 2.
Pretty sure Slacks is happy with the fact that Windrunner's going to be getting more levels now. Yoel's going to run into Always Want to Fly. He has Shackle, level 1, but nobody really too close. He's going to Shackle into a Sunstrike. Forgot about the global possibilities here. And that is going to be a kill going the way of the Shadow Shaman.
I think Crystal Maiden died there because she didn't have 4 points in Frostbite and no Crystal Novas.
Yeah, that's a good point. God damn.
She's actually in a rough spot now. Like, she can't just instantly go to the jungle and get level 2. The Nova was useful, but man, it's looking scary here now. Like, it's just going to slow her down where she normally would be. That's literally all it is.
That's actually an interesting thing to think about, though. Like, dying for the rune and then making somebody skill something they don't particularly want for level 1.
Yeah.
Actually makes quite a big difference.
Same principle as Lich, actually. If you have to get Frostblast instead of Sacrifice, it completely changes the whole game.
That's got to be worse,
That's
though, right?
actually, it's definitely worse, I would say. Especially if you're doing a dual offlane, then you have a freaking Lich in the offlane.
Right.
Like, what's the point?
All right, so what they've done is put Magnus solo top as the offlane, and now AM's going to try to farm against this Gyro with the Crystal Maiden, who's now level 2 and has 1 level of Frostbite. So that's great to see. Always Wanna Fly going to rotate back to mid as Zeus. Right now 14-0 versus the Invoker 15-5. Pretty damn close overall. Although Invoker is forced all the way back to Fountain. Actually walks.
I'm going to try to kill Gyro here. But there's a ward. They see him. Oh, they do get the ward. That's a... See that ward that's just dying? That's a lucky Chinese shit. It's an MTD tower.
God. I don't know if you're going to help.
They get him? Oh, they might kill him.
Top lane. Magnus goes down. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Frostbite. Crystal Nova was used first.
Oh, 2 nukes? Wow.
They do a lot of damage. Tell you what. But Yol's going to get turned around with the Shackle into an Ether Shock. Level 3 Shadow Shaman does a lot of damage.
He's playing really well. Always Wanna Fly here. And he's got Arcane Boots at 3 minutes. That's amazing, dude. Really well done by him.
Pretty good. Pretty damn good. By the way, Magnus did die top, so things not looking too great from very early perspective for TRN.Rox.
Yeah, I'd say the CM's fallen a little flat here. He's just getting a little out of position. He should have backed earlier and anticipated the Gyro not dying there. I mean, he didn't know that Shadow Shaman was going to show up and disable him. Just trying to get some damage in, but he did put himself in a bad spot, and it caused him his death. And the lanes rotate again. It's now a Gyro versus an AM with the 2 supports rotating.
The first player I saw do this with the build on Shadow Shaman maxing Shackles earlier instead of getting a value level of Hex was AUI. And it seems like it's been becoming more common and common. What do you think about that build overall?
Yeah, I saw him do it the other day that they were playing. He went 1-0-2, and I thought about it. It increases your damage by 80 to get a 2nd level Shackles, and increases your disable duration by 0.75, which is a lot. And instead, he could have leveled up Ether Shock, which gave him 60 damage. So he actually had more damage to a single target by going 1-0-2 in the early game. Obviously, then your Ether Shock can hit AoE, so you can farm, push, and hit multiple heroes. But I kind of like the build. I actually tried it out in a solo queue game yesterday as well, and I went like 4-1-4, and I actually felt it was pretty good, actually. Heck, if you do get a fast Blink Dagger, though, I think it's better to go 4-4-1. But if you're playing from behind, more Shackle levels is a little bit superior, I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. Looking at the early CS, though, Spirit is doing really well as far as last inning is concerned. As Tombstone's going to be placed bot to take out this double stack neutrals, and that's even more farm going the way of Team
they don't
Spirit.
even know what's happening, and they could have sapped a lot of this experience.
Well, they're going to get a little bit now, but most of it's already been done. Gyrocopter turns on Rocket Barrage. Windrunner taking a ton of damage. Sunstrike with the help of Shackle. That is more than enough damage for Spirit to get yet another kill. Sadoy forced to blink out as Thunder God's Wrath is going to help get a kill. So 1-for-1 overall. And BZZ with that haste rune is going to continue the pressure, but here comes the call down. BZZ better be careful. Don't think he can pursue any further.
Yeah, if those creeps weren't hitting there, it would have been really good for Zeus. He could have gotten another bolt and maybe gotten a kill. Didn't work out though. The Wind Ranger did get 2 neutral steals before she died, so she got like 90 gold out of it, but obviously losing her life wasn't good. Oh, Sunstrike coming by?
Oh my. That's unfortunate. But
AM's okay,
complete guesswork there, obviously.
Yeah. It's still a very good rotation from Zeus. They needed to do that. That's the best way to relieve pressure from an aggressive trialing, is to rotate your mid or your off lane to that lane unexpectedly and try to turn it into kills. And while they did lose their Wind Ranger, I think that was overall good for Zeus.
Invoker getting closer and closer to that Midas. He's going to have it about the 730 mark or so. Not too bad overall. BZZ's back in the mid lane. Looking at the two again, they're pretty even in the CS department. Zeus did help gank bot though, so... Well, actually, what are the levels between the two? Invoker's actually winning because... I mean, that's an interesting trade-off when you go and gank and help get a kill, but you have to share experience with 3 other people. And then Invoker just sits mid and ends up getting more experience and farm as a result.
Yeah, it's good for Invoker, basically. I don't think those 3 heroes really care that much. Like, once Shadow Shaman's 3, he's quite strong. Undying is quite strong at 3, Gyro as well. Like, obviously they want more experience, but accelerating that Midas timer is a little bit more important, especially because the faster that Invoker gets to Yules means that it gives him an earlier time that he can just start one-shotting the anti-mage. So it's going to allow them to put a lot more pressure on than just the Shadow Shaman and the Undying getting like an extra level.
Oh, they're going to find Axe. That is a ridiculously easy kill. He was pretty cocky. He knew Crystal Maiden was in the jungle, was already harassing him. And then Zeus just came by and zapped him to death. But I believe he... No, actually, he did not buy. He's getting really close to a Blink Dagger, only like 400 away at the moment. That's going to be really fast, actually. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they're going to... Spirit's going to push this tier 1. What's that?
The Wind Ranger almost got disabled. Their team could have maybe shown up, but they're just opting on taking the tower.
Yeah, free tier 1. No problem at all. Windrunner level 3. I mean, she is support. I guess we shouldn't be too surprised overall.
No, this is really bad for us, CM. Usually you can be like level 5 by now, at least. It's just because she didn't get off a perfect start. Like, you can basically hit level 2 on Crystal Maiden just after the 1 minute mark. Like 115, 120, 130. But he was still level 1 by like 2.5 minutes due to the aggressive tri-lane and going Nova.
Oh, top lane RP on top of Axe. Skewer back into the rest of the team. Ghost 6 taking a ton of damage. Shockwave's going to help get the kill. We have a TP rotation if I always want to fly. A little bit late, but that's 4 members of TRN.Rox top lane now. Which means bottom is just going to be pressured even more by this Gyro who's getting out of control. But Axe, again, he's back to 1,700 gold, so he's actually losing gold overall for this Blink Dagger.
Same TPs aggressively. They're going to... Oh, they got a Shackle.
Shackle. Gyrocopter in a ton of trouble. Gets the call down, but there's the Frostbite. And down goes that poor Gyrocopter. Here's Sunstrike, not going to connect. Man, that call down has ridiculous slow. Jeez, I think both procs hit them as well.
Yeah, it slows by a lot. Alright, Slacks, this is the appropriate Crystal Maiden build if you do want to max off Frostbite. Take note, please. Only downside to this build, the maxing out Frostbite early, is that if you're passively jungling, you go through a lot more mana, since the Frostbite mana cost does increase, but it does the same damage to neutrals regardless.
What do you mean it does the same damage? It's really long duration, right? But it's not more damage?
Frostbite always does the same amount of damage per tick, per half tick. It does 50 damage to heroes and to neutrals. The difference between it hit on neutrals is that it lasts for 10 seconds. The duration doesn't go up as you level this ability up against neutrals. So if you're spending 140 mana to kill a neutral, it's much more than 115, even though it does the same damage. Against heroes, obviously, the mana is then worth it, but against neutrals, it's not. So if you're just passively farming, going to 4-1-4 build is better.
Serpent Wards replaced for top lane as Gyro and company take another tier 1 tower for themselves. Axe should be really close to Blink Dagger, yep. Only 50 gold. And we'll see if they end up smoking once he picks that bad boy up. And they have really good gank potential with Axe Initiation. All they really need is a Sunstrike and maybe one person, like an Ether Shock or something. They can pretty much kill anybody right now on the map.
Yeah, that's a good point. And Shadow Shaman's up at level 7. There's the smoke, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Axe Call, Ether Shock, maybe a Shackles afterwards, and somebody's not going to move.
Oh, Zeus. Oh, Zeus. Are they going to wrap back around? Not sure.
I think they're going for Anti-Mage.
Do they have enough damage for AM? Well, they have Shackle, I guess.
I think they're making him think that the gank's coming mid because Undyne's standing there. That's very smart. But...
Oh, Thunder God's Wrath helps to get the kill on Gyrocopter, and it scouts this smoke.
Wow.
And so AM's just going to blink TP. My goodness. Great timing.
That was actually so lucky that happened. He would have died 100%.
Well, he is forced out at the very least.
There were a lot of creeps there, so there's a small chance that they didn't get the kill due to Sunstrike blocking on creeps, but I don't know, man. That's losing ganks like that completely changes the game.
Yeah, and now they know that Axe has Blink Dagger. He's being shown no surprise factor coming their way.
Yeah.
That is unfortunate for Spirit, but that's exactly what TRN.Rox need in this game. I mean, overall, would you say... I mean, AM is obviously the hardest carry in this particular game, but at a bot lane, Shockwave will miss. Do you think TRN.Rox has the better late game overall, though, as a team?
Yeah, I guess so. Magnus and Power plus RP, if they get a good one off, the game just kind of ends for them. So I think we could see TRN.Rox getting a lot of advantage, but it's very clear that Spirit's controlling the game right now. They're taking Roche now, using Forged Spirits and Wards. They're actually going to go fight this. This is perfect timing.
I feel like TRN.Rox might get initiated on very easily by the Axe. Oh, Blink Dagger will not be canceled with that Shockwave.
They're so low, though.
Yeah, Power Shot just rips through them. They're going to give it up. I think they saw the Axe and they're like, we can't really initiate. The counter initiation is way too strong.
And not just that, but they put the ward down and then they saw there was a tombstone. If they approach, they start getting hit by zombies and they're not getting out.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
So they were just completely forced into doing that, unfortunately.
Tombstone on that cliff has got to be like one of the most game break. Like picking Undying for Dire is so huge just because of that one mechanic. Pretty insane.
If they actually did have Zeus ult, though, I think they would have gone in. Because all it would have taken was a bolt and a Zeus ult, and somebody would have died instantly. And if you can kill people at the start of the fight, then you can deal with the zombies afterwards. But our straight up fight, no, there's no way they could have taken that.
Well, Axe is smoked up again. Wants to find retribution for his failed smoke earlier. Aether Lens on Shadow Shaman. That's pretty early. Very nice farm for him.
Yeah, he's
Oh, is he going to dunk this curry? Or he can't see the curry. Never mind. Can't see it, unfortunately. But Axe... trying to find somebody. Eventually, I assume he will, although AM, he's going to run the Crystal Maiden. Does he see him? Yep, it breaks the smoke. Yol's the one that spots him. Axe playing it coy. His gyrocopter wrapping around towards tier 1 now. All right, well, Axe, he blinks out. He dodges these spells from Crystal Maiden. And AM barely gets out, actually, as Axe is the one that's turned around upon. Rocket Rush tearing through Crystal Maiden. But gyrocopter taking quite a bit of damage as well as Windrunner. Oh my god, the power shot barely misses. Was that enough damage? What level is that? Yeah, level 4. That should have been enough.
He easily would have died if that hit. But there's no disables. It's hard to land those. They might find this. Oh yeah, this guy's dead.
Yeah, Gall Black. Doing the old Gall Black thing.
What are you saying?
Okay, feeding. I actually like Gall Black a lot. He picks cool here. His bottom lane, though, RP used. It's barely going to be enough to get the kill. With sub 50 HP on this Magnus, who now has a Blink Dagger.
Oh, he almost got Sunstrike in base. It was so close.
Oh god.
That was scary, man. Something. There's like a. Oh, was that you that wrote that?
What?
Somebody put like a scared face in the base.
Oh no, I did not. Here,
that was really close.
Here,
it was probably Sykes, that son of a bitch. Yeah, it was less like that.
That's the Sunstrike face, guys. Sunstrike missing face, that is. Well, Invoker has the Aegis. He has Necro level 1. What do you think about this choice for him?
It's not that weird of a build. Some Invokers do go Necro, some don't. I'm not quite sure what the difference is, but it definitely allows you to split push extremely well and deal with pushing a bit better. Also, if they can lock somebody down, the Necro is just going to shred all their mana. So Necros versus AM is quite good because if he has no mana, he can't blink, and also because he's going to do cleave damage. So if he just kills the melee Necro, he's going to take pure damage, which is going to really hurt him. So I kind of like the Necro against.
Oh, the Necro, it's not pure damage anymore.
Really, it's magic.
It's just they up the magic damage to make it similar to pure, but the magic distance from
pure. Oh, yeah. Okay, I didn't know that.
Unless that's in the fake patch notes. No, that was a while ago. This was like before this last patch. I'm pretty damn sure. Nope. Looks like bottom jungle. AM was the target of choice. They're not going to find him. And it's going to be tough with Shadow Shaman not having a blink to get a kill on this guy. But definitely possible with the Axe. Blink initiation. Meanwhile, top lane. Windrunner was taken out, and the Thunder God's Wrath will clean up Axe in turn. Not the greatest trade for Spirit.
I'm liking this CM build, honestly. I think it's pretty cool.
Who?
A little
CM?
bit of everything. Yeah. A little bit of Nova, a little bit of Frostbite,
just
a little bit of Arcane.
Close your eyes and skill something random is what that is.
I think these builds are undervalued sometimes, you know? Like, in a lot of cases, you still want to max one ability out first. But if you're playing, like, Viper or something, I really like the 3-3-3 build sometimes. Things like that can be appreciated.
Mid lane, Zeus forced out. Call down will connect with both. He's actually going to sit on top of a Sunstrike. And down goes Grandfather Mario. Magnus, in the meantime, looking for an RP, but he's going to get turned around upon. As Crystal Maiden will get trapped in wards. Here comes the Skewer. RP will connect on Ancients. Get wrecked, Dragons. Take that, Kuroki.
He's got to chase us.
Yeah, he's going for it. Shockwave not online. He has Arcane Boots in 2 seconds. And that'll be enough to take out the Gyrocopter.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a mistake.
Meanwhile, bottom lane Windrunner shackled into Sunstrike with 1 Ether Shock. Man, action all over the place.
Oh, and he's actually gone heavy into Hex levels now. He's got 3 points in it. So, but with the Aether lens, his range is so much better that he can kind of get away without having a Blink Dagger and still
Ether Shock with Aether lens.
Ether Shock with Aether, yeah.
We talked about how it's pronounced Ether technically, right?
Well, so Ether Shock definitely is.
No. Ether lens. Like, go to dictionary.com and look at the pronunciation. I'm not going to call it that, but if you think about it, the spelling of each spell is different, but it's pronounced the same. It's kind of weird. English language, man. Sunstrike, BZZ, bye-bye.
God, their gank potential is just so good, man. Sunstrike doing, what, 412 pure damage right now? That's such a huge nuke. And all they need is a guaranteed setup, which they have with Shadow Shaman and with the Axe.
That's a good point, yeah. Axe working towards his Blade Mail. Only a few hundred gold away. He's going to initiate again onto Yol, but the Sunstrike will be shared with the creeps. It doesn't matter. She doesn't have enough HP to withstand that whatsoever, as Battle Fury is now picked up by AM. Have we seen empowers on AM? I haven't even noticed.
I don't know. He has gotten a lot of empower levels, so I wouldn't be surprised if he has. But I mean, the pressure from Spirit has been really heavy lately. The kills look very similar, but it looks like to me that Spirit's just wrecking this game right now. And
well, they have like all the towers right now.
Yeah, and they're just getting so many Sunstrike kills. It's getting out of hand, really. 4-0 and 4 on Invoker. Like,
how do you feel Tornado? I mean, Zeus, Windrunner, and Magnus are pretty good at pushing the waves, but doesn't seem to be enough yet. Or at least they're not grouping up. Maybe they'll force to here at the tier 2 bot or top. As Serpent Wards are placed, this tower's going to take heavy damage, if not just fall. They're smoked up behind. Magnus looking for a blink RP, but it's going to be a free tower. Go in the way of Team Spirit.
Yeah, they're just doing a lot of tower damage right now. Shadow Shaman immediately drops his wards and gets back. And he's going to be working towards an Ags. He's about 2,000 away. And once he gets that, his Ags damage is more or less doubled. And then towers will die even faster. Oh, I forgot the Blade Mail looks different with that item. I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, that's right. Thorn Nail. I don't know. What do you think about that in general, changing the icons?
I really don't like the icon
I know
changes.
you don't. You're like a stickler for this kind of stuff.
Well, the first time I saw the Boots of Travel on Tinker, I was like, what the hell is that item? Like, it's confusing to new players. Not that it's that common. Like, this item is extremely rare. I almost never see it.
I mean, if we really cared about new players, the game would be changed dramatically. I mean, I feel like one icon... It's a little much.
What's the other issue?
Huh? Well, the game in general is not easy for new players to pick up at all. There's a lot of things you could change. I mean, the tutorial system is just...
You don't hurt the gameplay to make it better for new players.
Sure you do. It's great.
I'm
it's all
just
about
saying
cosmetics,
that you shouldn't have cosmetics like
this. Hey,
this.
that's why the market's broken, because
Rest in peace.
they don't have these icons.
Lucky
anymore.
Chinese shade.
All right, well, BZ...
Tower's
sorry.
expensive.
The Windrunner's going to get scouted out. Sun-stricken into the cold snap. Homing Mist will eventually find him, but his team is here. RP, I hear it. It's into a skewer, into a freezing field. That is a dead Undying on top of Thunder God's Wrath. That is 3 dead right off the bat. And the Gyrocopter very low, as Always Wanna Fly is going to shackle up Sadoy, but Sadoy will blink out to safety.
Oh, he's actually earning through zombies. I didn't know you could do that.
They're going to find a couple kills as everybody else runs away.
That
was a big RP. He does have the Aether Lens after all. He's going to be good. Oh, is God. He? They're greedy! The Serpent Wards are placed just for the kill on Windrunner. Oh my.
Always Wanna Fly is playing really good this game. He's like carrying his team from a support role. It's pretty amazing.
He almost has an Ags.
Yeah.
What do you think about going Ags before Blink?
I think it's fine.
I mean, they're getting like the solo pickoffs pretty damn easy anyway, so I guess I can understand. The pushing becomes... The Serpent Wards become like twice as not twice, like is it 1.5 times stronger?
It's almost twice. At level 1 it is twice better. At level 3 it only increases it by like 80% maybe, something like that. It's quite high. It's a very, very good upgrade. Also the hero just needs a lot of mana and a lot of HP, so the generic upgrade is fantastic to have. But he can get away without the blink just by having the Aether Lens and having some good positioning. I personally, whenever I play Shadow Shaman, I just find it hard not to get Blink Dagger, but there's definitely value in this item build for sure. I like this stat.
Alright, that's not fair. There are different circumstances. I did it when Reddit was not popular, okay? That's actually no excuse.
What it was?
No, it's not really. I'll admit, it's not really what it is. SNY picked up by Gyrocopter. What do you think about him going SNY before BKB? I mean, obviously he's going to go BKB now, but that seems to be good. The main culprit of his death is just magic damage right now.
Kind of. I guess I sort of agree, but BKB is not...
You very begrudgingly agree with me. Thank you.
Like, yeah, it means that he's taking damage from CM and like AM can ulti him and Zeus does a lot of damage, but BKB is not the best solution against those heroes. Because over a drawn-out team fight or a little bit of poking, you're still going to take a lot of damage. The SNY build is good because it gives you some survivability while also giving you mobility. And most of Gyro's advantage is mobility.
Gallblack pops his ult and the Mac Thunder God's Wrath call down. Well, call out on the other team. Either way, Berserker's call on Sadoy. Do they have enough damage to take him out? Doesn't look like it. It's going to be the other way around. My goodness.
He just
very ambitious
died.
play by Axe. Yeah. He feels so not tanky right now, doesn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have any tank items. He has a Blink Dagger and a Blade Mail, and he's died 7 times this game. He's had a really rough game. But that's basically just Axe, you know? Like, Axe is... He's not an amazing hero right now. He does some good things, but... Like, every single kill that he went for was probably Invoker getting the kill most of the time with Sunstrikes, so... He's been an assist setup all game. And that Anti-Mage had Empower and was hitting for like 150, 250 damage. Like, how do you fight against that? He just dies to it.
AM watch, we have the Yasha completed. He's had this headdress for a while. I assume he turns it into a Vlad's at some point, maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah, I guess not.
I mean, typically you finish that before the Yasha, right?
In a lot of cases, yeah, but just grabbing the headdress by itself and maybe selling it back later isn't terrible. You're getting half the gold back. It gives you twice as much regen in the early... Well, not twice as much. Battle Fury gives you, what, 6? Headdress gives you an extra 3. It's just nice to have the headdress. It's kind of like an expensive Wraith Band, but giving you regen with a little stats, you know? There is a lot of value in that. It kind of depends. If you're more passive and you're losing the game really hard, sometimes you get Vlad, so you can just passively farm aggressively. But going the faster Manta lets you team fight earlier.
Alright, well they pop the Flesh Heap, the Serpent Wars with Ags, and down goes Roshan in a hurry. They even put an Undying Tombstone down just in case. That's going to be a Rosh. Invoker picks up that Aegis. What does he have now? So Necro level 3, Boots of Travel, Blink. He's very farmed. AM really is right now the top farmer in the game, though, and it's going to get probably better for him.
Yeah, he's not going to slow down at all. He's had a really, really good game here. It's still very hard for Spirit to kill. They kind of need Shadow Shaman to be there, and that's another downside to not having a Blink Dagger on Shadow Shaman, is that initiating on an Anti-Mage is a lot harder. You can't just Blink Hex.
All right, well, they're going to try. Sadoy just blinks, pops the Manta. There's the RP on top of it. Sadoy running away as the Ghost Stick's going to be the sacrificial lamb, and that's worth it for his team. As long as he don't lose the AM. He's on a killing streak right now, 4-0.
Really good save there. Absolutely needed to keep Anti-Mage alive. He was dead 100%, if not for that RP. That was really well done. That's a hard thing to do when you're doing well on Magnus. He was 5-2 and 5 previous to that. But that's a 4-0 and 6 Anti-Mage. That's going to give them so much gold.
Yeah. Well, 1 TP's canceled thanks to that tower kill, and make it number 2. 2 TP's canceled.
There was actually no way that Always On Fly went through with that. As he TP'd, he had no more mana, so he would have TP'd into his death there.
And despite that being kind of the sacrifice Magnus wanted to make, that was actually 1,000 gold going the way of Spirit overall, as Axe initiates onto Yol. And, well, he looks to be dead one way or another. Sunstrike will connect. I feel like he's hit every single one of these. Of course, most of them have been set up. He did miss one bottom on AM, actually, now that I think about it. But the percentage is high, no doubt about it.
Yeah, they're doing really well. Glimmer cape up on Crystal Maiden. It's going to allow her to do Glimmer ultis. She still does have to worry about things like Deafening Blast, Axe Call, but...
Yeah, she used it right before that Axe Call, and unfortunately, that's a hard counter.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Wow. Hey, I played Half-Life 1. I actually own Deathmatch Half-Life. Did you know that? I was on the best team in the world. Purge.
I don't give a shit.
Tell me I'm amazing, bro. FPS
Good for you. Know? How many people are playing then?
Yeah, I know. And the other thing, the funny thing is, I was like the only person with a cable modem back then, so I probably had like huge ping advantages. It was versus 56k. Whatever. Okay, that actually dates myself quite a bit, but whatever.
Gaming on dial-up, man. That's not the life.
Oh, RP on Gyrocopter still doesn't have the BKB, and it wouldn't matter in this case. Down he goes. Always want to fly place down. Nice words, but Manabo's going to clean him up. That's 2 for nothing right off the bat. BZZ's in quite a bit of trouble. Has the Yules for himself. He's going to use it. Magnus is still here, but there's nothing he can do. 2 for 1, though. And they get a huge gyro kill. And the wards are cleaned up by Anti-Mage for the most part. But here comes Axe, and he blows up the Anti-Mage. Too greedy, good sir. 2 for 3. It does cost Axe his life. Probably worth it for him. Well, no doubt worth it for him. As it looks like Aegis is going to be popped, and all Invoker has is the Undying, and we have a buyback now on Zeus. So Iceberg, down you go, buddy.
Okay, that was overall worth it, I think, for TRN.Rox. Losing the AM is obviously a big mistake. But he was a little scared to re-engage there. He had his BKB on, and he stood around, and then he started going for wards. If he went for wards when they were still busy with the Zeus, I think, then he probably wouldn't have died there. But great opportunity taken by Axe to grab that kill. Isn't going to be everything, though.
You know, I did use one quote-unquote cheat before, Purge.
What was it?
It wasn't like aimbot or anything close to that. It was it was in the early days of Counter-Strike. There was a cheat called Lambert.
Okay.
And what it would do is brighten the models to be like a flashlight was flashed on them. And the reason I used it is because I had a graphics card. I can't remember the name of it anymore, but I had a graphics card that was notorious for being like everything was super dark. So I essentially needed it. But it was
That's what all
technically
the cheaters say, dude.
Yeah, I know. My aim sucks. I needed the aimbot, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like a hardcore cheat, but I did feel bad about it, and I uninstalled it. So, thankfully, VAC was not out back then. Steam was not out back then either.
Yeah, remember when Steam first came out, and everybody was like, "Why would I want to do that, dude?"
Dude, it was the worst. No, it was the worst program though when it came out. Like, holy god, it was so bad. I actually refused to download it. That's why I only have a 6-digit Steam ID. I should have like a 2-dig for how long I've been playing, but not a good program at first. It actually took years for them to become even just average. But it was revolutionary, so it's worked out in the end for Valve, obviously, as we have a 5-man rotation here for TRN.Rox, top lane. Always want to fly. You might be in a lot of trouble, good sir. AM. He's going to farm up. Always want to play. Does he see this? Here we have the initiation. Axe taking a lot of damage. RP on 2. Sunstrike's going to completely miss. And 2 dead. Sadoy with the BKB usage. And that's the 10-second. Oh, no, he's had it, actually. I didn't even notice. Okay, he's used it twice. And TRN.Rox looking good now.
Yeah, that's one of those times when you're playing a support and you're like, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go where we know the anti-mage is going to farm, and then we're going to fucking kill him. But the problem was that TRN.Rox is 5-manning at this stage. They know that they're stronger, so they just took that opportunity to turn a gank around.
You know, I'm going to say something. I know this is Captain Hindsight, but I feel like not getting the blink first on Shadow Shaman has actually cost them quite a bit, because since he's gotten the Ags, I think they've gotten 1 tower. Like, it hasn't really even helped. I mean, it's helped in fights, obviously, but the main purpose of those is to push. And now Sadoy has enough space.
Maybe, but he's positioning himself in places where I don't think he needs that. Oh, he gets
the skewer back. Iceberg in a ton of trouble. Tombstone's placed with the mech. Ghost Sticks gonna die for his initiation trouble and TP out from Mule. Is he gonna get out in time? Oh my god, I'm actually surprised he did not. That was a long-ass TP. BZZ in the meantime gets the Yules off, but triple kill for Gyro. This game's super close.
Yeah, that was a really good fight there for Spirit. I think TRN.Rox was just assuming that it was going to be easy because they got those 2 kills, but man, the skewer back didn't do anything. And they didn't have any more damage or ultis or things that Roxkiss could use to secure that kill.
Now, mid lane, we're going to have the push. How many buybacks do we have? We have 2, but no RP, of course. Thunder God's Wrath. On cooldown, he doesn't have a buyback anyway. Magnus does buy. Did they get rid of that sound of buyback or something? Where's my game bugged?
I think it's been bugged recently. I even had a pub game where somebody bought back and I didn't hear the sound. It was very weird.
Yeah.
RP in 3.
All right, here we go.
How about Shadow Shaman eggs now, Sensei?
Yeah, now it's good. And actually, I don't even think he went blink. He went BKB, I believe. Or maybe it's just a casual ogre club for now. They get the tier 3. And here we go. Blink Skewer, RP on the BKB Gyrocopter. That BKB's not going to make any difference as he drops to the deck. Axe is next on the list. And Sadoy just tearing through everybody. Needs to get rid of this Tombstone, which Windrunner and company will take care of pretty easily. They do get the ranged racks. And now the Serpent Wards are going to be cleaned up. Gallblack, bye-bye. So
really
3 dead.
Straightforward fight.
Another
man.
great defense.
It was the huge difference between that fight and this one was that Anti-Mage went on the target that got sent back, and they also RP'd him. And AM manted and BKB'd, and Axe came in and called it, which pulled the attention away. But he still got like 85% cleave, so the Gyrocopter still got hit really hard despite the call. You could actually argue that if you positioned the call slightly better, Gyro would have been invulnerable to the cleave because he would have been on the opposite side, but it's hard to plan ahead to that kind of stuff.
Oh boy, Sadoy with a heart. Good luck killing this guy. Good God.
Yeah.
He is tanky.
It's a good solution if they have a lot of burst damage and the enemy carry isn't scaling very well. Now he basically just never loses HP. He'll probably sell the headdress eventually, get a butterfly, and at that point I think he just doesn't die. He might go Abyssal as well though.
We're going to see a pipe on Axe. I love to see this item. We don't see it nearly enough. And maybe it's because it's...
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
I think he tried to make an inappropriate image in ASCII and didn't quite work out.
Yeah, that looks real inappropriate to me.
It's probably a toucan or something.
Flax, can you give us some insight on what that was? Can you speak into the mic?
He doesn't speak, dude.
God. Flax is a mute today. That's okay. What do you think about the BKB purchase coming soon for Always Wanna Fly? That's gonna help him quite a bit in these fights, unless he's RP'd, of course.
Yeah, it does guarantee him a 5-second shackle. That's pretty cool, actually. I'm not sure. There's a lot of spells rolling around, so what he's probably trying to do is make sure he doesn't just lose half his HP from a cycle of Zeus casts. So
yeah,
if he does have BKB, he can ideally initiate. But again, he doesn't have a Blink Dagger, so it kind of limits what he can use that BKB for. It's more like reactionary, I feel. I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of it. I think he's been playing amazing all game, though. Oh, fight happening.
Oh, we're going to have initiation. Goblock taking 8 ton of damage. BKB's pop galore. And Mana Void will take out the Undying. Absolutely no problem. As the Tombstone's cleaned up as well. Yol, he's going to be cleaned up from Gyro, who's now working on the Sheep Sadoy, who's getting sun-stricken. Down he goes. That is 2 for 2. That is a huge kill. He does have buyback if needed. We'll see if Spirit can transition this into some sort of a push. Winner was getting chased. Don't know if they're going to find it. Homing Missile on cooldown for quite a while. Oh, but here comes Invoker. Cold Snap. Right clicks with the Rocket Barrage. This might be enough to take out Windrunner. Indeed it is. Unfortunately, the creeps are kind of pushed back here.
Slacks, that was actually the dumbest tweet I've ever seen. That's
he
because
tweeted?
you... No, or the dumbest message, because he said smoking hookah is worse for your lungs than smoking cigars. It's because you don't suck in cigar smoke, you just put it in your mouth. Jesus.
Don't you know anything about cigars?
Obviously
Blacks.
It's not bad for your lungs. You don't breathe
It's
that
bad
shit
for
in.
your
It'd
mouth.
be bad for you.
Well, Roshan being worked upon, and this is going to be the 3rd Rosh for Team Spirit. Cheese will drop. Who picks up what? All right, Aegis for Gyro. Wait, who picked up the cheese?
Courier, maybe? Yeah, it's on the courier. Somebody,
Okay.
I don't know. I think they're maybe saving it until after Aegis goes. I think it'd be pretty good on Axe as well. If he's blade mailing and reflecting some damage,
Yeah,
getting
true.
more HP is really solid.
You know what I hate, Purge? I'm going to go off on a bit of a tangent here. I hate it when people sell the cheese. I hate it.
That's 500 gold, man. That's... I don't know.
I feel like the use is worth more than 500 gold. Unless you're off.
Yeah, it is, definitely. I would agree.
Who is it that I know? Is it Slacks that sells the cheese every time? I wouldn't be surprised. My God. Anytime I'm wondering who does something stupid, I'll just assume it's Slacks every time.
Okay. That's maybe a little unfair, but...
Slacks, can you say something? Defend yourself. I'm sure he'll... Oh, Axe blinks in, picks up the haste, gets Yules. It's going to go off into a skewer and into a very likely death. Did he try to TP? That was ambitious. I guess he didn't know the entire team was there, but alas, they were.
They got a DD.
Uh-oh. That's
Okay.
going to be... Wait.
Aim is going butterfly.
All right. And that'll be his last item before Boots of Travel and Moonshard. Unless he wants to... I mean, he has potential to get rid of the BKB if he wants later, I suppose. For something like a Basher.
Maybe, yeah. Abyssal might be nice. I think they lost that last fight because they couldn't lock down the Gyro and kill him. So Gyro was able to re-engage. If every hero you kill is just so big. If they get like a 2-man RP or something, the game is just over, basically. Because he's going to cleave it with Empower.
And DD right now, like you said. Oh, that's going to be dirty, but I don't think they're going to get a chance to use it here. Spirit knows.
Well, he'll
and they'll
BKB
play
it off
passive.
anyways, so...
That's true. Do you think that should be changed? Because they've been changing a lot of the buffs to not take off things, or a lot of the magic immunity to not take off.
Nah, I'm okay with that one. Runes are chance-based enough that
Yeah, that's
I
true.
think it's fine.
Dark Pact does not get rid of it, right?
No. It removes negative enemy debuffs only. I know that BKB doesn't remove a lot of things like Bloodlust now, and I think that's balanced, because that's just like... That like completely counters the hero that you're picking it for, right? But removing a DD or a haste or something, that's part of the game, you know? It's like it's something that's on the map that's consistent in every game. Whereas if Ogre has to worry about playing... Like, if I'm with a BKB carry and I cast Bloodlust on them and then all of a sudden it removes it, it's like, why the hell am I playing Ogre? That's just like a it's a nerf to ogre that's kind of anti-fun.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that completely. Is Gyrocopter working on a butterfly of his own? Only 400 away from that.
It'll be nice to have. He still has to worry about cleave a little bit, but to make sure that anti-mage doesn't hit him reliably is very good. If there is an RP though, and he's in there with other things, it doesn't matter much because the cleave's still going to go through that. Obviously, you can't dodge cleave damage unless you're.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yeah, I don't think there's any way to do it.
And he should have it for this fight. Is it going to work on the tier 2? And the courier, I thought it was picking it up. Oh, he's going to take it back to base, I guess. Man, Gyrocopter, I don't know if that's just my game, but when he's alacritied, he looks really weird. He almost looks like he's BKB'd. Try to notice that next time, bro.
Okay, well.
Bro.
I barely read it.
Yeah, I can only half read your messages, man.
And then I was like, I wonder if Slack's like is visibly hurt when he writes like a funny joke, but we just happen to not read it. And he's sitting there like, I literally just wrote a really good joke.
There's your confirmation right there. I think somebody needs to make a Reddit thread about Slack's, his stats.
Clearly, it
and
needs
what
to
we've
be
missed.
shared with more
people. It's never been done, for sure.
Oh, they got the observer ward. They might get caught here though. Invoker does have
Yol,
like.
being one of the slowest heroes in the game is not going to help you right here. He gets Force Staff, Glimmer Cape. He'll be okay. Is he the slowest here? I can't remember.
Shadow Shaman's pretty slow as well. I think he's like 285. They're about the same, I think. Invoker's really slow, like 280 or something.
Of course, she does have Tranquils, which will help quite a bit.
Slightly offsets the issue.
All right, I don't think they're going to be able to use this Aegis, so they're just going to play it safe and perhaps wait for the next and
these networks don't look good
cheeses.
for TRN.Rox, man. There's Shadow Shaman is equally as farmed as the mid Zeus. Like, what the hell is that? That's
kind of insane.
It's basically that Zeus has been run down every single fight, and he can't really keep himself survivable.
Yeah, he went. I mean, Yule's is somewhat of a survivability item. Do you think he should have gone a little bit of a different build, or is he just? Is it positioning?
Yule's is kind of nice to have if there's an axe on the enemy team, not necessarily for yourself, but you can save allies. If somebody has the blade mill, you just throw them in the air and then it does nothing more than a stun. So I think that might be one reason. The movement speed is not terrible, but there's just so many ways that Spirit runs at him. Axe blink, zombies, tornadoes, invokers blinking on him. It's a hard game for Zeus, I think. That's the main issue. You can maybe argue he should have gotten Bloodstone to really maximize his farm, but I haven't seen that build in a very long time on Zeus. It's almost always going Aether Lens lately.
Yeah, Aether Lens with some sort of mobility. Yule's isn't not picked up every game, but it's not super uncommon either.
Oh, that would be a tribute.
Octarine though, bro. That's the real dream.
It'd be pretty good, yeah. Yeah, I would like Octarine.
I mean, Octarine, what hero does it work better on? I mean, he's got to be like top 10 Octarine carriers. I love this top 10 list, by the way. I'm like the David Letterman of Dota.
It's good on Death Prophet, good on a lot of heroes, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Death Prophet's pretty ridiculous. With Spirit Siphon. God, that spells OP.
Yeah.
Have we seen Death Prophet since the first couple days? I don't think we've seen her.
I think she's either been banned or not been in the pool.
Yeah. Arc Warden was really close yesterday.
Oh really? I saw that he was in the pool, but someone banned him first round, right?
Yeah, it was banned like the last ban of the first round. Or the third round.
Was he in 2 games?
I only noticed one. I don't remember exactly.
Okay. I remember in one game that we casted, maybe that was 2 days ago, he was banned immediately. I think by
might have been DC. No, it was DC if it was that game.
Was it? Oh yeah, that was the game.
They will instantly they're never gonna pick any fun heroes. Let's not kid ourselves. Although they did pick Centaur, so there you go.
Yeah, Arc Warden's actually really fun to play. He's very difficult. It's like crazy amounts of micro.
I mean, that's the hero that I just have no faith that is ever going to be left in the pool because.
I mean, that's what people said to Earth Spirit. Now Earth Spirit's mostly balanced.
Yeah. Well, no. I'm saying for this tournament, I don't think he's ever going to get past the ban stage.
Yeah,
mainly, I mean, it's not just because he's new and people aren't super familiar with him, but it's also because when you have a hero that just split pushes so hard like that, and you might not have any counters for. I mean, if there's a ton of counters and you want to take the chance, then maybe. But
there's lots of counters for Arc Warden, in my opinion. You just have to gank him heavily. Ganks are by far the best thing against him, and almost all heroes can gank. So the solutions exist. It's just he's kind of bullshit if he doesn't get ganked properly. because he farms so stupidly fast. He can get so 6-slotted with all the Midases and the annoying builds you can do. You can play them so many different ways. You can buy rapiers, you can buy damage items, and you can split push. You can go necros. I like the necro build the most, but I really don't know why you think
I don't think Arc Warden's boring. I think
boring.
he'd be very fun to watch, actually. I mean, he's mind-numbingly awful to play against. Like, good God, what an annoying hero.
I would agree, but I don't. Every time I play against him, I don't find I have a huge issue. But I think that's just mostly because he's still one of those heroes that is played inefficiently. Because a lot of players, I think they really need a pro player to show them how to do it before they can do it right. It's like you see Ember in almost every game now, but when Ember was around for a long time, he wasn't super popular, right? Like his build is very figured out now, and a lot of players do it. But like when Death Prophet first came out in the new patch, she had a really low win rate, like 45%, because new players had no idea how to play her. You know, like a lot of players have trouble adjusting to brand new things and getting good ideas.
Man, I got a real question here. Why would they put that godforsaken hero in before Pit Lord? I am so sad about that.
Yeah,
I've been waiting for Pit Lord since day one. Like I switched to Dota. I'm like, man, I hope they get Pit Lord in soon. Here we are, like 4 years later. No goddamn Pit Lord.
I'm sorry, that's the mean select. That was too mean. I should have done enough on your way.
Yeah, this is going to be another rush.
He's fun, man. You just like push and cast a lot of spells, and you're really tanky. And
yeah, I mean, I haven't played the latest iteration of him at all.
Yeah, he has like a minus damage aura, I believe.
Oh, he might actually have a fight finally. I always want to fly. He's going to get RP.
Oh, they got
two. Gyro gets in there for no reason. He's going to use the Aegis right off the bat. Thunder God's Wrath. Popped to little to no avail, mostly for vision, I think. Ramses pops the BKB, gets the call down.
Oh,
and here comes Invoker with his BKB of his own, but Gyrocopter's getting absolutely destroyed. Falls back. So far it's 1 kill, but they did use the Aegis.
I think they can chase this.
Yeah, I think so too. Shackle, the longest of all time. Invoker blown up into pieces. My goodness. MKB picked up by Sadoy, by the way, so that butterfly is going to do absolutely nothing.
Oh, he's got
the
Gyrocopter.
Gyrocopter.
If he casts it, it hits 2. Oh, he didn't do it.
Is he going to continue to chase? He's looking for a bash, looking for a potential mana void. Not going to be enough to get the kill. We have a buyback on Shadow Shaman. Doesn't have a blink dagger still, so can't really initiate to full effect.
Moot point, he really should have ultied the Undyne. Undyne had no mana. I think it would have caught the Gyro, and then he could have blinked after Gyro and killed him.
Well, now he can use it on Shadow Shaman if he wants. I mean, BKB's up in 3 seconds for Anti-Mage. We're going to have a buyback by Invoker. Shadow Shaman pops a BKB of his
BKB.
own. Don't know if he's going to find anybody. Look how slow he is. He has the cheese still. Sadoy working on it. Pops the Manta. He can't find the real one. Axe is just destroyed within the mist of the right clicks of Sadoy. Always want to fly. Looks to be next. He gets off the Hex, though. Sadoy being kited. There's the Shackle. Can they do anything about Always Want to Fly? Glimmer Cape is keeping Sadoy alive. He's just going to right-click and blink away. And he's going to be fine. Rocket Barrage or Homing Missile will find him. Won't do much damage, though. His Gyrocopter's going to continue the pressure.
Cold Snap in
like
3. He's going to have a Glimmer, though. Oh, he used all of his mana.
Iceberg chasing poor Yul. This Crystal Maiden. The sacrificial lamb time and time again. But here comes Sadoy again. The BKB does nothing for Invoker. I mean, usually it's pretty damn good against AM, but when you have an MKB, it doesn't matter.
Actually, it's pretty good against MKB because it stops the magic damage. But
they did lower the damage of the base damage of it. Actually, that's true. And he picks up the casual Moon Shard now. Gets rid of his Battle Fury. Oh, that's what he got rid of the MKB for.
So slow.
Yeah. Well, call down will be here.
I guess he's got Empower.
Yeah, he's gonna get an easy Rax. Feeling super safe. BZZ in the meantime. Yeah, you're done.
He's got a blink. He can do this. Oh no.
Yep, he did it. He sure did it. Back into the grave he goes. Grandfather Mario. Oh, interesting. Axe went medallion. He's going, or he actually has it.
The Solar Crest.
Yeah, Solar Crest. What do you think about that? I mean, that's against an MKB anti-mage.
That's a good point, but it will lower AM's armor by 10, and they definitely need a good solution. Like, Gyro can't hope to just beat him in a 1v1, because Gyro's not really that much of a single target carry. There's
Although
better heroes that do it.
He is close to Divine.
Okay, well, this is just going to make him a lot better against anti-mage. It's just really straightforward, you know. He's only got 22 armor on AM right now. If you can reduce that by 10, you can deal with that a little bit.
All right.
He needs MKB though. It has to be MKB. If he goes Divine, then he still doesn't hit the butterfly well. And then the minus armor doesn't help that much. It has to be MKB into Rapier, I think.
Oh my god, I don't know how long he's had this. Godblack has an axe. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't notice that.
Good lord. So 10 strength for each decay. That's
It's
gotta
400
be one of
HP.
the best ags in the
Alright.
game.
No, I'm sorry.
Super powerful. It's 10 times 19, right? So
Yeah, 190. I don't know why I thought 400.
that's
stupid.
That would be pretty broke. I mean, maybe if he gets 2, it's close to that, right? A double decay.
Double decay is what, 380?
5-man decay.
pretty
My
good.
god, that's the dream.
And just the amount of HP reduction is so big. Like,
And what is it?
does
4-second
140 damage,
cooldown, right?
So
Yeah.
it's
Jesus.
basically like a 350 damage nuke on a 4-second cooldown. Really good.
Oh, looks like Gyro did not opt for the Divine. He went MKB, a little safer.
Did you listen to anything I said
What'd you
after
say?
you pointed out his Divine?
No, I did not.
My god, I literally talked about why he's buying MKB over Divine for
Bro,
at least 20 seconds.
Divine's
Back
got to
me
be
up,
better,
Slacks.
okay? It's got to be better.
What am I talking about? Neither of you guys were probably listening.
Yeah, that's true. He's just on Reddit. I mean, come on. Can't blame Slacks for that.
I wouldn't blame him. I would be too.
I mean, he's probably pubbing on his other computer right now. Would not be surprised at all. So looking at the item progression here. Magnus hasn't really gotten much. He has the BKB now, 10 seconds available to go. That'll be nice.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really sit around and farm super hard on Magnus. You can, but you don't really need to. Like, this is really all you need on Magnus. Maybe a Refresher or a Shivas or something would be kind of nice, but it's not needed.
Well, this tier 3 took a ton of damage to mostly AM illusions. Along with a couple siege.
Use Flat Cannon, they maybe could fight.
That's a pretty decently long cooldown. And they're smoked up in their base looking for proper initiation possibilities.
Hey, free gold. I did have a dog named Toby. He's
Really?
actually reading my AMA right now.
God. Give me something good for my AMA, Slacks. I had to have something interesting in there. With like the 5 people that were asked questions.
Oh, I thought you were asking him to make you more interesting to the public, like a PR guy. Like, please
Slacks
help,
is a
help
PR
my
guy? I
AMAs
don't know,
be as
man.
successful.
I don't know.
Well, he'll get you PR, that's for sure.
I don't have to put that in my AMA. Oh, the couriers by the secret shop. What are they looking to buy here? Who's got some monies?
I mean,
Well, Gyro's got some money again, but he needs buyback. Oh, here we have the initiation. Nope. Skewer will whiff. And now they have to reset. 26 seconds on cooldown.
it's one of those skewers where you're like, I feel bad, but I need to get out of here. You just know it's not going to work. And
Wait,
they lost
how many
the
cheeses
opportunity,
do they have?
unfortunately.
They got the one. They had... I guess they used one, huh?
And that's the worst feeling when you push that far for a push, and then finally you're like, okay, I have to worry about the push, and you have to go back. After all that,
guys. I missed.
if you guys want to blame somebody, it is Magnus's fault for this game.
Yes, I miss Skewer. Okie dokie.
That's pretty good.
I need to practice. It hurts my throat, actually. Well, Roshan is going to be very, very hotly contested. Don't think TRN.Rox wants to give up yet another Rosh. This would be number 4 once it's up. Gyrocopter. He's ready to fight. Axe is just going to spam that solar crest on him.
It's going to keep him very survivable against the anti-mage. It's a good item to have. The evasion doesn't work, but the armor is going to help. Maybe a medallion alone was
It's also
good.
decent against Windrunner, who's starting to get... I mean, the next item in all likelihood will be damage. So eventually that could be
Got a thick and
decent.
swing from the back, though. But the smoke's going to
Oh
break.
boy, BKB popped by RP Man himself.
He
He
got
gets 2 within the huge right clicks of anti-mage. My god, he's just tearing through that
they're
poor
all
Axe.
alive.
Although he's stuck inside the wards, he's going to get shackled. 4 staffs
So why
out.
am I
Sadoy's
dying?
in a lot of trouble. He's going to clean up Axe. Can he get out? No. Down he goes, and that is 4 dead.
Oh my god,
Spirit.
they won the fight.
Complete team wipe in their favor, and Roshan's going to be up in 30 seconds.
You know why that fight didn't go well? It's because there wasn't empower on anti-mage at the start of the fight. It was only about halfway through that RP duration that he empowered the AM, and that's when the damage really started coming out. But both of those heroes survived. Neither of them died. And if you can't get heroes killed, your AM is not doing enough, because the hero needs some lockdown. At some stage, you might just have to buy an Abyssal, but I feel like that stage is past. Once you get to this stage on anti-mage, your hero's just not as useful as others.
They're going to have to buy back here. They get 2 on Windrunner and Zeus. They really want to force the AM, though. Do they have enough to actually force it?
Radiant's top tower.
Hey, Blink Dagger and
get a
always
slow
want to
push.
fly. That's why they won that fight. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, hey, it
but-
was Octarine Core on Zeus. Nice.
That happened so long ago.
Nice, guys. You got it. Jakey Chan? Who's Jakey Chan, bro?
That's a good question.
I will say that's your first misspelling of the day, so...
That's not
that I've
true.
seen.
He spelled Arc Warden with a K instead of a C.
Oh, God.
Like, he spelled it like Noah's Ark, not like
Yeah.
an arc of electricity.
All right, here's the thing about Slacks. We love him, and a lot of times he acts dumb to get the laughs. That is not an act. His spelling is just god-awful. Just god-awful. Look at that face. Look at that gyro face. Well, Roshan's up, and this is going to be another cheese. And Aegis.
You guys know why Gyro wears goggles? Because his eyes actually look like that.
Thank you. Knowledge bombs. That sounds like a Slacks knowledge bomb, actually. I think he's rubbing off on you. As Roshan's going to be taken out,
Roshan has fallen to the
Axe picks up the Aegis this time. And who picked up the cheese? Okay, it's going to be Shadow Shaman. I feel like
He's so far.
Undying might be the best cheese carrier. How is he surviving through these fights? Other than the last one, obviously that was.
I can't tell.
Team
There's
wipe.
a lot of shit going on. I basically see the RP and then I look at the RP until the fight's over.
Yeah, and they
There's-
lost. They lost that fight.
Yeah, you'd have to like slow down, and watch like 3 perspectives to really understand if anybody misperformed or anything like that.
Oh, I really Blade Mail on Undying. This is really nice to have when you're gonna have giant HP pool.
Yeah, I like that a lot. So Axe is also transitioning. 1,500 gold for him. Again, he has the Aegis. I'd like it as a pickup just because he is going to be putting himself in danger against AM. As long as Spirit doesn't get too grouped up to RPs, I think they can definitely take this game. They can do this. I mean,
You
Invoker's
can do
incredibly
it.
farmed. He's always going to scale well with all of his spells. He's got Ag, so he can have a 2-second cooldown and Invoke. So he's going to do a lot in this fight and continue to do a lot. But AM at this point just gets a little bit weird. Do you sell
he's
your
capped
heart
out.
and get a... Do you get an... I feel like he needs an Abyssal a little bit. Like, he needs to be able to kill somebody. in a
Honestly,
fight.
he might get rid of his boots of travel to get that, don't you think?
Possibly, yeah. I think that might be a good idea. He's got, what,
I mean, their
Butterfly,
main-
Movement Speed, and Manta?
Their main issue right now is they don't have a second right clicker. Windrunner's just not dealing that much damage. What does she have? Does she have anything coming in the career? No, she's just dead broke.
I mean, she does have
she's
Empower.
third net
so
worth right now.
That gives her, like, 55 damage or something. It's not terrible. I mean, but...
Yeah, but we're 55. I mean, I know she's support,
Yeah.
but 55
she
minutes
needs,
in,
like, an MKB to be
absolutely. Some sort of damage item would really go a long way. Because then she can actually solo kill a few of these heroes if she finds a nice shackle.
useful. I mean, almost all of them are hard, though. The only one she can probably kill you see is Shadow Shaman. But he keeps BKB and initiating and to disable the anti-mage. That's basically how the fights go. The RP happens. Axe or Shadow Shaman or whoever goes to try to disable the AM to limit his damage and then kill him afterwards. And then he just dies, like, because he's not doing as much damage as he was before.
Well, speaking of capped out, Gyro is 6 slotted now as well. With that Satanic purchase. Of course, he could replace something for a Divine eventually.
Yeah, he's really farmed now. This is scary, way scary. Gyrocopter is way more dangerous than anti-mage at a stage like this.
Yeah, AM is just, he just gets there
Oh, they might
faster.
get a
He's
kill.
always want to fly. He's forced to BKB. He gets initiated upon. He eats the cheese. Unfortunately, he's shackling an illusion. And he will drop to the deck and make it 2. Axe will be left all alone by his comrades.
There's no
Aegis
buyback
is
on
popped.
Shadow Shaman.
And this is a dead Axe again. So just really unfortunate for him to be up there. Did they place a ward? How did they see him?
He must have been dewarding or something, or I'm not
Because
sure.
he was up there. Oh yeah, Zeus. Because he was up there for a while just scouting. All right, looks like AM drops the Manta style. Going to be going Abyssal Blade.
This is a good idea, actually. Keeps his survivability up, still his evasion, still his magic immunity, but now has the ability to solo kill. Manta illusions at this stage actually don't do that much. He doesn't get his damage from mana drain.
Well, he got Manta again. So much for that. He got rid of Heart now. I mean, it might have been a better idea
I
just
don't
to
know.
keep the Courier over there and just use Manta and then swap out the Heart again.
Dire's middle barracks
But either way,
under attack.
who am I to tell? Oh my god, Ramses!
Oh,
You're
he
in a
might
lot of
just-
trouble, buddy. Abyssal Blade is used. He
Needs
pops
more
the
bashes,
BKB Satanic
Satanic.
as well. He's going to start to
Oh,
heal
he
up.
got
And
called
Sadoy's
instead.
now being turned upon. Oh my god, he gets dunked to the face. 90-second cooldown. Of course, he does have buyback. Sunstrike will miss, but Yol, there's no way you're getting out of here. And that is 2 dead. The defense... Each team is defending so well, it seems. Every time. My
I
goodness.
think AM just jumped the gun there. He was like, oh, it's just a gyro. There he is. Jump on him. And he jumped on him, and he kind of almost killed him, but he needed to get more bashes through BKB, and I don't think that he got a low amount or anything like that. He just went in a little bit too early. I don't know, man.
Right.
He just forced stuff.
And we're back to the other side. Who can defend? It's all about defense of the ancients, friends.
They got an Axe buyback out of it, so if they kill Axe, they're in a good spot. But AM's gonna have to buy back now.
Yeah, he's gonna have to buy back. Smoke is used. Ghost Stick has RP, just came off. Here we go. Bops the BKB. Skewer on 2. Buyback by AM. He's gonna use the mana void. No, he's just gonna right click BKB. Down goes Gyro. That's all their damage. He has buyback. But my god, they are in a lot of trouble. I don't know if they can get out of here. Always want to fly, trying to be the sacrificial lamb. Nice tornado.
You can blink.
Into the deafening blast. And now Undying trying to clean up on the Windrunner, but we're going to focus on the fight here as Axe initiates onto Sadoy, or is it the other way around? Because Sadoy just tears him a new one. BZZ in the meantime has Yule's going to keep himself alive a little bit longer. Mana Void trying to be used. Sunstrike on Sadoy. He gets the Mana Void up, but that is a dead anti-mage. 110 seconds on the deck. It will be 5 dead, though, for Team Spirit. I mean, if they all had buyback, I think they would use it right now and push, but unfortunately, all they have is Gyro and Undying.
What a crazy freaking game, dude.
And Invoker.
Well,
Alright, does Gyro buy back here and they just push? Is that the thing to do? Because RP's on cooldown, AM's dead, and they know he doesn't have buyback.
That may be their plan, I guess. I think you might be... No, it's against 4 heroes. It's so dangerous. They've got to have RP soon, right? Looks like they did use in that fight. It's 50 seconds on cooldown, so it's not too far. I don't think the force of buybacks is what they do. I think they just bought back 2. That way the 4 that are surviving don't go all in for a push. That's what I think's happening. Windranger did really well that fight, though. She did a lot of damage with her Ags Focus Fire. She took down Gyro originally. She did a lot of damage since she killed the Invoker at the end. She got Shadow Shaman very low as well. But she's coming into her own here. I think Spirit's got to worry a bit. There's a lot more heroes to deal with than just the anti-mage at this stage.
Well, speaking of the anti-mage, he does reconnect, and we're going to go yet again. So what will Team Spirit do? There's the buyback on Gyro. I think they're going for it, man. I really think they are. TPing bot, because they don't have Aegis and Cheese. I don't know if they can even get the next Aegis and Cheese. Everything is used. I mean, RP will be up. I mean, they can just give up this bottom racks if they really need to.
All right, if they get like an RP into a shackle shot, they can kill Gyro with no BKB because CM ulti can do the damage.
RP up in 20 seconds, and I'm pretty sure Team Spirit has this timed at least somewhere.
And they're just nuking waves, you know. Oh, he goes in.
Yeah. Oh man, Gyro, you're taking a lot of damage. He has the Satanic, he's gonna pop it, getting the right clicks off. BKB's popped galore. Yul, here's the sacrificial lamb in all likelihood. Although Ramses, he's being very aggressive here. He's very low. He's just gonna drop.
Oh, he goes down.
And that's with his buyback. That is a dieback on Gyrocopter. Very interesting choices. We have a double RP, and Team Spirit's just gonna get cleaned up here. Absolutely no problem. That was a really weird play for the Gyro.
I just don't like that decision to triple buyback and force it for 3v4. It's just so hard. They knew there wasn't an RP, and the Gyro did a great job there attacking the Moonwells. Looked like he was doing nothing, but he was just trying to flat cannon everybody as fast as possible. He got a lot of damage out, but he didn't get any kills. The Invoker whiffed his spells just a little bit too much there, I think.
Yeah, that was...
He threw the tornado, he didn't get anything.
I thought they could have sieged a bit more. They just, like, dove into the... like, halfway to the Ancient there. Yeah. That was really interesting.
They put them... That was such a big gamble. They put themselves all in for that, and it didn't work, which isn't super surprising 3v4. And now Anti-Mage is alive. Now he gets to TP across the map and take another Rax for free.
No, he does not have his MKB, so the damage will not be as ridiculous, but... He doesn't have a... He's not going against the butterfly since Gyro is dead. They might just go for the throne.
I think they're just going to win.
And they got to wait for the creeps. As Axe is here to defend. With his always want to fly buddy on that Shadow Shaman. But there is no buybacks on any of these heroes that are dead right now for Team Spirit, and this might be done for Game 1. This is only Game 1 of a best of 3, of course. Always want to fly. Pops the BKB, initiates onto Sadoy, but those wards are not going to do a whole lot. As their Axe tries to come in with the Berserker's Call, but he just gets completely decimated. And this tier 4 tower will go down in a hurry. Gyrocopter is up in 20, but GG is called. Kind of an anticlimactic ending to this Game 1, but still, overall, a great game.
I mean, they weren't that far behind. They were honestly, they still could have won the game there. They just needed to Maybe buy back 2 heroes, let the gyro respawn naturally. If Rox did go for a push with 5, then buy back 3. Maybe that's what they were trying to avoid, was the fact that their 2 heroes weren't going to be up before the anti-mage was, or maybe they were. I don't remember the timers exactly, but I just feel like they did way too aggressive of a movement there. They didn't have to go all in for that. They were about equal on racks. They had very good gold advantage across the board. Things weren't going their way due to win range or getting farmed, but they didn't have to throw it all away.
Either way, very good game. And of course, this is a best of 3. The loser of this series will be out of Captain's Draft 3.0. And TRN.Rox takes game 1. We'll be back in a couple minutes for game 2. Stay tuned.